Welcome to the Fumbles podcast, where we dig deep into real life entrepreneur struggles and comeback strategies. My name is Damari, the host, and we got my boy Juice.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Juice is the CEO of Rocky Mountain Elite.
Yes, sir.
CEO and co-founder of Hearts and Minds Daycare.
Yes, sir.
Devoted husband and father, real estate investor, Army veteran, motivational speaker, advocate for mental health, and now delivering hope, strength, and real talk to those seeking their purpose.
Man, you make me sound good.
Boy, Juice. So how you been doing, man?
I've been doing good, man. I've been doing good. Yeah, we've definitely been working a lot, but very, very grateful for every opportunity. How about you?
Sure. I'm doing great, man. I got a lot of good stuff going on. You're gonna see a lot with this podcast, but everything is great. I can't complain about nothing.
That's amazing.
I'm truly blessed.
That's amazing. Yes, sir.
So, man, this is something I always wanted to ask you.
What's up?
Juice. Where did the name Juice come from? Who gave you that? Where you get it?
Yeah, that's one of those childhood nicknames that, man, I just can't get away from. You know what I mean? You can't outgrow it. Everybody from back home still call me that. But I think I got it in middle school. I used to have, the curly hair, and people used to say I used to put juices and berries in my hair.
Juices and, that's where it's from.
Yeah.
Juices, because you had the good hair. They was like, man, what he put in his hair? Got it in juice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's dope, man. So now Rocky Mountain Elite.
Yes.
How you got a whole rental car, a luxury rental car company. Like
yes,
you got the Tesla, the Cybertruck, Range Rover, Lamborghini truck. Lamborghini truck.
Got 2 years.
Yeah. What else? How you get that started up?
G-Wagons, Escalades.
G-Wagons too.
So on and so forth. So we actually just started very organically. I work from home. We are operating most of our businesses from the house. So my daily driver, I just threw it on Turo. Then we, it did great. And we got another vehicle, and we just continued to add on. And Turo takes a pretty penny from you for your rental. So we, looked into what it would take for us to do it on our own, and insure ourselves and get our own vehicles. And it popped.
So you started off in Turo. What was your first car on Turo?
A Dodge Ram 1500.
Because I had Turo too. I had a Kia Optima on there.
Okay.
And I also had a Mercedes, like I think it was a C350C or something like that. It did pretty well. I sold those cars before I started traveling. Get into that another time. But Turo. So how did you get out of Turo and start doing how did you get all that set up? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm a firm believer in mentorship, right? You always got to ask questions, and you got to know, even if you don't necessarily know the answer, you got to know where to find that answer, right? So we pay for a course. We found a guy out in Miami that was doing luxury rentals. We paid a pretty penny for the course. I know my wife was...
Shout him out. What's his name?
Jaden, out of Mercy Luxury.
Nice.
Yep. So we paid for the course. I think we paid like $4,000 or something like that for the course, and but it's paid off. It's done its due diligence. And now we have sold the course to other people, you know what I mean? So we've been kind of teaching other people the game, even folks from back home that we've sold the course to. So it's definitely been something that's been beneficial. And it gets our name out there, you know what I mean? Because people don't necessarily care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? So they want to see you in your operation. They want to see you functioning. They want to see your success, right? It's easier to get people to listen to my motivation when they see we already have success in this area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So where can people find your course and stuff? Are you
just come to our social media, Rocky Mountain Elite. You can DM us. We're on Instagram and TikTok under Rocky Mountain Elite. And then, or you can just find me, Donnell Roberts, 1N, the motivational speaker on Instagram.
That's dope.
Facebook, YouTube, we on all that.
Yeah, that's
Everything.
dope. That's fire,
Yes, sir.
bro. So you got the course going on. You got Rocky Mountain Elite. You also got a daycare.
Yep.
CEO and co-founder of a daycare.
Yep.
That's crazy,
100%.
bro.
Yep. Hearts and Minds. We started that we've been in almost 2 years ago now. And man, it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
My entire family is in the childcare industry. My mom and pops, they own a daycare in Pontiac, Michigan, right? And then,
town.
yes, sir. And then my oldest sister and brother work there, and just the entire family, all of us are in childcare. So it's, it was just something that we decided to get into, to do another in-home business. You know what I mean? And it kind of set a foundation for our future businesses and kind of taught us what we wanted to do. Everything is just a learning opportunity. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're kind of figuring out where we want to allocate our time to, you know what I mean? And how much time you want to invest in each business. That's what makes the luxury rental company so beneficial, because only thing we're really doing is just pickups and drop-offs. We do the background checks. We check with the insurance. But it's not something that's taking up too much of your time, right? Your freedom is going to come from that free time that you have. That's what most people are paying for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or working for, is to earn and buy their own freedom. You know what I mean? That's the point of owning your own business. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to go in and punch a clock for somebody else, and they own your time. They tell you when you can come and go. Oh, no, we need you to stay later. We need you to come in early. You know what I mean? So that's what the daycare and even Rocky Mountain Elite has taught us and afforded us. You know what I mean? So
that's dope, bro.
100%.
Man, that's
100%.
fire, man. And not only that, but you also a motivational speaker.
Right.
I feel like that's your number one thing, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
That's where my passion is.
That's where your passion is. Okay,
That is where my passion is. Yeah. It hasn't cashed too many checks, but most of what I do in that field is pro bono work. You know what I mean? It's really just a passion project for me, because I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to speak life into people. I'm going to encourage people. I'm going to try to educate and direct people, because that's what good leaders do. Right. Most businesses and any entity that you see, right? If an NBA team is going bad and they feel like they have the key players to win a championship, and they don't win a championship, the first person that they're going to get rid of is the head coach, right? Because that's the leader.
Yeah.
That is the foundation of a business, right? So if people understood that 90% of the success that you have in your business and even in your personal life is going to start with the leadership, you'll be able to establish more success in your life, because most people don't know who they lead, who's leading them and who they're following. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right, most people just running around here making moves because they see other people making those same moves and they think that they're successful in those ventures. But if you figure out
your own path,
man, right? And figure out exactly where you going and know who's leading you, bro, your success is going to be served to you on a platter.
How long you been motivational? How long have you been a motivational speaker?
So unofficially, I've probably been doing it for the past 4 or 5 years, but officially maybe just in the last year or so.
Okay, I got you guys. When I started seeing those posts and stuff, right? That's when
is where we started to earn income from that, and we actually put that down as a business venture. You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful thing to see, man.
I appreciate it.
It's like, I'm like, this boy doing this thing. I got to get him on the interview.
I got
to help him share his story, because you doing it, bro.
Thank you.
Know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
How did you get into motivational speaking though? What made you want to do it? How you get into it?
So that's another thing where I've been operating in that space, and I just pay for another course. That's the
way to go these days, man. You gotta learn.
You're basically buying a mentor.
community course type of thing. I paid, to learn this stuff. I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for that. Because I wanted to have a podcast for a very long time, but I didn't know where to start. I didn't know if the stuff that I was doing was the right way to go. You got to purchase a course. It's education.
It is.
They say the best way to grow to you got to grow yourself. You got to grow from within.
100%.
You do that by buying a course.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I need to make my own course too, man.
You do. The same information. Once you get this established, this podcast, people are going to want to know how you did it.
Exactly.
And then you just have to give them, here, check out this link. I'll show you exactly how I did it. I'll map out for you. All you have to do is just pay to play.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? In this episode right here, I'm going to post the link, to my podcast course.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to do.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
But yeah, so if you think that this is way off the books, but if I could start a course, I'm asking you what kind of course would you think I could start? You know what I mean? Because I want to start a course, but I don't know which one to start to do.
First of all, most people don't understand how many gifts that they possess on a daily basis, right? So one thing that you already have is a nose for entrepreneurship. So people, like my wife's lashtician, the lady that does her eyelashes, she has a great business idea. She doesn't know how to elevate that business. That's where you come in. You come in as a person that can take your business from the ground and elevate it. Right? That's course number one. Right. So you can teach people how to market their business because I've seen you doing it. You've marketed yourself to me. You know what I mean? In our very few interactions in our adulthood, I want to buy whatever. I want to be a part of whatever you have going on because you market yourself in a phenomenal way. And if you could teach people how to do that for their business, it's up. Right? Look at what you did to that. People don't even know you run this relationship social media page that's just going crazy, right? Yeah. Am I right?
Yeah, 1.5, 1.6 million views in a month or something like that.
That's insane. But people don't even know that you have those abilities because you're not conveying yourself in that light. Bro, you have to see your skills before the world sees it.
Right. And
one thing that people don't even understand, when you teach in a course, you only need to know 10% more than the audience that you're conveying it to. Do you understand that? 10%.
10%.
I'm not asking you to be a subject matter expert, a guru in this field. You just need to know 10% more than the average person that wants to operate in this field. Bro, now you tell me how many businesses you have in you. How many courses you have? There's no limit. There's no limit. You just need to manage all of them. So you just got to pick one. And then the one is going to roll over to two, because even if you can tell people how to take their business from A to Z, there's 20 different businesses within that.
Right.
From the marketing, from the branding, from social media, for them understanding the numbers, you know what I mean? Figuring out how to hire people, you've done all of that.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Have you ever thought about writing a book or something?
I'm working on one.
You working on one too?
I'm working on one as we speak. Yep.
Yeah. What it's gonna be called?
So it's Fathering America.
Fathering America.
Yep. So it's supposed to be taught and spoken through the lens of a person trying to educate fathers, but it's really focused in on educating men. Right? And men being better men. Because I think all the broken systems in our country and America starts with men, starts with leaders, right? And the man typically is the head of his household, right? So if the man can get himself in order, then he can ultimately get his household in order, and then his community will follow suit, right? So I think everything starts with a good leader. It's all about leadership.
Trying to teach the man how to really become a leader.
100%. That's the foundation, bro. That's the foundation. Absolutely. So, ain't you working? Did we? Yeah, we're not about to slide past that.
I'm working on a little book, man. I actually been writing a book since 2016.
Wow.
It's called From Start to Finish. And it's just about my success story. You know what I mean? All the steps I took to get to where I'm where I am. Well, all the steps that I took to make it to success, you know, and
from an entrepreneurial aspect and
everything, bro.
God,
it's
fire.
even like,
it encompasses it all.
Yes, even
That's
though,
fire.
you know, I traveled to, 26 countries. It's about, it was like, the first paragraph is like today, November 2026, I start my journey to being a successful entrepreneur. And below are the steps that I took to make it to there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it even, because the first thing you got to do is like get your mind into it.
Oh, 100%.
Like, meditation. And, one secret thing that I did is that, just to put pressure on myself, I flew back home and I told my granny that, like, Granny, I'm moving to Australia. And everybody was like, no, he ain't moving to Australia. You know what I'm saying? And my uncle was like, I think he for real. And I was like, yeah, that's why I'm back. I had to come say bye to my granny. You know what I'm saying? That's
real. That promise.
Yeah, that promise.
Yep.
And I didn't even know how I was gonna do it at that moment. So, during my flight back home, I was like, damn, I really gotta do it now. I told my granny. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my great granny. You know what I
love
mean?
that.
So
I love that.
I learned that from like Tony Robbins. Just like you got to apply pressure on yourself
100%
in order to really
100%.
get stuff done.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's how I feel about every single business venture and every single great thing I've ever done in my life. Mm-hmm. I don't have enough respect and I don't honor myself enough to do it just for me. Right? I got a beautiful wife and the co-founder of every business I ever started, my business partner, right? Because even in our luxury rental company, we have investors, right? We have investors in every business that we've started, but there is only one partner that I have in all of these businesses, and that's my wife, right? Because me and her are going to be the ones who are going to sit down and say, okay, we need to pivot in this direction and we need to move in that direction. And we take insight and feedback from our investors, absolutely, 100%.
Right.
But their opinions at the end of the day are just that, an opinion, right? But our pillars and the foundation and the structure of every single business that I've ever started and that we have going, that's my heart. You know what I mean? That's the person that I know that if this fails, she's going to experience what I experience. She's going to go through what I go through. So that's my number one person. That's my confidant. God puts your wife in your life as a helpmate, right? She came from your rib. She is there to support and aid the purpose that God has placed on your life. You know what I'm saying? That's so fire. You gotta know who has your back and you gotta know who don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 100% sure about our investors because they only put their money up. They ain't put their life up. She put her life up. She made a promise, a vow. You know what I'm saying? So if you can put the right team around you, that's going to be the foundation of your success. Me and her can move a lot faster than just me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because most people see the businesses that I have and they think that it's just me, but I got a team. You know what I mean? She's quite often, most people when they are in their business, they are too close to see what's actually going on in the market. Because you down in the weeds. You can't step back and look up and look around.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you down here, you grinding and respectfully so. But you have to have somebody that head is up, that's surveying the market and saying, okay, look, that's not the way to go. We're gonna pivot and we're gonna go this way. You know what I'm saying? And that you have to have that team.
You have to have it, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it has to be someone that just as invested as you are. You know what I'm saying? That's a real business partner. That's the partner, a life partner, a business partner, everything. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope.
Yeah, that's my secret sauce is what I call her.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah.
It's the secret sauce.
That's the secret sauce right there.
So other than your wife, is there somebody else that like keeps you going, like kids or mentor or something like that?
100%.
Like what else?
100%. Yeah, we have children that we are obviously trying to establish something for them to have in our absence, right? And quite often in the beginning, I was very adamant on leaving our sons because we do have some personal and some real estate out there. And I was very adamant in the beginning on leaving the kids each a house. And today I'm more focused on leaving them the information. You know what I'm saying? Because it says that a good man is going to leave an inheritance for his children's children. And that inheritance doesn't necessarily have to be tangible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to leave an inheritance, my information, the game, my experiences. So I try to communicate and motivate and speak to my sons as often as I can. And I tell them all the time, like, people pay for the game that I give y'all for free. I have mentees that are paying me to communicate the information that I have in my experiences, and they pay me to give the game that I give to y'all for free. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely my sons, and even my dad is probably my biggest like mentor. When anytime I have a business conversation with anyone, I kind of run that information right back to him, and I see what he thinks about it. You know what I'm saying? Whether good, bad, or indifferent, I like to get perspective. You know what I'm saying? And it helps you formulate a clear and concise thought because you're seeing the whole picture. You know what I mean?
That's fire, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Man, that's you answering all these questions so perfect, man. I'm just so proud of you, and it's so how you came a long way, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yeah.
So I want to ask you though about like some the low moments. What's the lowest moment that you had like as an entrepreneur? You know what I mean? Like the struggles, because this whole podcast is about teaching people to bounce back. After their lowest moments. I want to know like. You don't have to tell me specifically about your lowest moment unless you want to.
Sure.
But what was your lowest moment? And how did you like bounce back from it?
Sure. Yeah. And the funny thing is, in entrepreneurship, we have had so many low moments.
So many. Yeah.
We even in the daycare, we had to. We were forced to close our doors because of. A mistake that was made by the people that were doing our background check. You know what I mean? And so we technically opened sooner than we were supposed to, but we had already been open for 3+ months. We were rolling. We had a full house. We literally were at capacity, and we had to close our doors. This was a year ago today, actually. I mean, a year ago this month. And that killed us because we were in our prime, and that set us back so hard that we even once we opened back up, we were down to one kid. It wasn't even worth keeping our doors open at that point. You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily what those losses and those setbacks do to the business, but it's what it does to your spirit and your mental health as an entrepreneur, because it's not the business failing, it's you failing. You didn't have the foresight to see this unforeseen hurdle in the road. You know what I'm saying? And you take it to heart, like, am I meant to be an employee for the rest of my life? Am I meant to check somebody else's to punch their clock for the rest of my life? Because I don't know if I can do the everything that a business requires for me to do. And even with my team, and even like you don't see it as the business failing. You see it as you failing, and you see yourself as a failure.
And it hurts.
And it's humbling. Especially when you go from cloud 9, like, bro, we can do no wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? To at the bottom, like, can we do any right? Like, am I capable of, and it makes you question so much in your life, bro. Like, it's exhausting to sit back and look at what retirement looks like for a normal employee. Most people can't retire till they're 60 or 70 years old, right? And then how much life do you really have at that point?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So entrepreneurship is our ticket to freedom. And if you don't feel like you are able to cash in on that ticket, then you almost feel like you're subject to slavery for the rest of your life. Slavery to a paycheck.
Yeah.
Slavery to this house that we purchased, slavery to these cars that we purchased.
Exactly.
And then you start to like process what life is about. And it ain't never been about that big house. It ain't never been about those expensive cars. It's always been about the people. See, that's what people fail to realize, is that you're not investing in a business, you're investing in people. People is going to be your greatest asset. Once you understand people, then you have the formula to create something great. And it doesn't necessarily matter what the cash value of that greatness is. It's about the impact that you make on the world around you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I know exactly, bro.
Bruh, it's, yeah, we have failed and we will fail in the future, but one thing about us, I'm a little slow. I was in special ed. You can check I have never been the smartest person in the room, right? But I'm slow enough and not smart enough to continue to get up every single day and put my best foot forward.
It's your best gift.
Bruh,
You know what I'm saying?
just dumb. I'm gonna run into that wall every single time until that wall get out my way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that is the gift that me and my wife have, is that we are extremely resilient and we take it on the chin, because we have been. These luxury cars, bro, and the things that go wrong with these things and the services, and bro, every single week it's hard to continue, but we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
You have to.
And we understand that this is a setup and this is a part of the process. And it's going to be tough, but we still in our first year.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We did 20 grand our first 45 days in this business. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't talk about the next 45. We were in the negative, probably 10 grand. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be peaks and valleys, and you just got to stay in the middle. And you can't allow the highs to take you too high, and you can't allow the lows to take you too low. Come on, bro.
For sure.
Come on, bro.
For sure. But you already answered my question. I was going to ask you, have you ever felt like giving up? You know what I'm saying? And my next question was how did you bounce back? But you just gotta. You already said it. You just gotta be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel,
100%.
and just don't give up when you at your lowest moment.
100%.
And you gotta learn from it. Just keep going.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Because people give up at their lowest moment.
They do,
and especially when it's not your fault.
Yeah,
man. People usually go through their toughest struggles in something that's not even their fault.
100%.
You take off all the boxes and then boom, you crash at the end. Yep. And you're like, come on, now I just wasted $6,000 on something and it was not even my fault. What do I do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you feel like giving up, but now you I spent $6,000 on it. I can't give up.
Yeah.
Because I put all my money into it. What was the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
100%.
That's crazy, bro. Do you believe in the law of attraction?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
How do you have any daily routines and stuff like that? What's your thoughts on the law of attraction?
So first, for me, it's setting your sights on something, right?
Yeah.
And that's good, bad, or indifferent when you set your sights on something. So you almost have to be we went to Italy last year, and I seen this yacht, and I said I need that. I have to have that yacht, right? And it's hard to even fathom for most people, because they see that yacht is $14 million, right? And we not nowhere near. Right. But I have to set my sights on something that's so unrealistic. So when it does happen, you can trust and you can believe in the process that got you there, in the faith that it took to even set your sight on something that's so unrealistic. Right. So it's the same as when you when you focus on something that is negative, that's why we tell you, like, bro, you gotta leave the negative at the front door.
Leave.
You can't allow that. And it's not necessarily being naive, but it's being forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the future and taking the information from the past, but we not dwelling there at all.
Exactly.
We can't sit there and linger. You have to continue to set your sights on something that is in tomorrow, is in the future, while still appreciating where you are in the present. Right. And that's the kind of like the habits that we have. We get up every morning at 4 a.m. We hit the gym. Right. And that's the start of our day. From making our bed up, preparing for the gym, taking the ride over, just grounding ourselves in everything that God has for us. Lord, allow it to be ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And having that relationship with each other and having that relationship with our Creator keeps us going down that right path. That's us affirming our current situation and showing gratitude, but staying focused on the future. You know what I'm saying? That's the gift. That's the art, is really being able to have the foresight and the tunnel vision to say, I appreciate where I am, but when you feel, God, that I have accomplished what is here for me to accomplish, I'm ready to elevate.
Right.
In every facet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
you know, when people ask me about the law of attraction, man, the example I gave them is like, you know, before I moved to Australia, I planned like a ski trip because I really wanted to snowboard, because I assumed that in Australia it was like no snow, nowhere to snowboard, you know?
Yeah.
And I had this sitting on my mind for like maybe 2 months. Like I had everybody ready for the snowboarding trip, and then like 2 weeks before I moved to Australia, we were supposed to go 2 weeks before I went, everybody canceled out on me. Everybody was like, oh, sorry, I can't make it. I got this going on, I got that going on. I'm like, bro, we're 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I just canceled the trip. So when I arrived in Australia, you know, I started job searching, you know, and I found this job. It's called lodge manager. And I was like, okay, it's my first job as a manager. Okay, I'll take it. Why was this job at a ski resort? It was at a ski resort in Australia. They got me a snowboard, and I snowboarded like every day for like a whole season.
That's the gift that you can't even fathom.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, if I would have moved to Arizona, I probably would have still became a snowboarder.
Right.
Because it was just sitting on my mind.
Yeah.
I was visualizing, and when I was dreaming about me just doing snowboarding tricks and all of that stuff.
I love that.
Like
Yeah.
it was just in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But yeah, that's just one of my examples that I like to give about the law of attraction, that, you know, the universe was sending that to me regardless of whatever
100%.
situation I was going to be in.
100%.
This is so crazy to me.
That's
just one of many. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, but you know, so another question off of the law of attraction topic. What advice would you give like new entrepreneurs, like people getting into it? You know what I mean? Because we gonna have a lot of new entrepreneurs watching this video, and you know they gonna feel like giving up after a few months.
Yep.
You know, so what advice would you give them, these new entrepreneurs today?
Yep. That's a really good question, actually, because we live in this microwave generation, right, where it's about instant gratification, right? And if it's not instant, then people don't want it. People always ask you, like, what if you could sum up your entrepreneurial ventures? What is one word? Bro, I can't sum up my entrepreneurial ventures in one word, right? Everybody want to take the shortcut. And that's in every aspect of their life. People want, so tell me how you got your wife, and how you guys have this successful marriage, and how you started a business, and give me the one sentence for how you gotta be willing to take the stairs. There's an escalator, right? There's an elevator, right? But all those other methods to reach the top, you are bypassing so much. So much wisdom, so much knowledge, so much of the experience, so much of the things that's going to give you tenacity and make you virtuous and build your skin, to give you thick skin for when you reach the top, you can sustain that position. You know what I'm saying? So to any entrepreneur, just stay steadfast, stand strong, be consistent, and show up every single day being willing to pursue your dream.
Show up every single day.
Every day. Every day.
You can't take a break.
No, there's no such thing.
You cannot take
There's
a
no
break.
such thing.
Every day you have to do something small. It don't have to be something
It
big,
doesn't.
something small, but every day at least do something small.
And quite often it won't be. But those small commitments, they show up as this big, overwhelming thing over time, and people think that you happened overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Like, think about the knowledge and the wisdom that you have, and people be like, "Yeah, bro, just started this podcast, and now he just is guru." And no, they forget the nights that you spent in Australia or China and everywhere you've been. That collectively, all that information establishes this level of success that you have. You know what I'm saying? And it's those small drops in the bucket, man. So small drops in the bucket.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So what does success mean to you, bro?
Man, I think success is such a encompassing word, and I think, and I don't want to go on one of my little rants and tangents, but because I think some people underestimate success, right? I think when we see people on social media and they got the cars and they got the house and they have pieces. In my opinion, they have pieces of success. But success is such a broad picture because, unfortunately, in the United States, you have to be married to be a president. Did you know that?
No.
Yep, you have to be, and it's for a reason. So the picture of success, it has to encompass every aspect of your life. You have to be in a successful relationship. You have to have, because that relationships is what businesses is all about. You're not going nowhere by yourself. I promise you're not.
That's why I built my app.
There you go.
That's what my app is about.
It's about the relationships, right? Between entrepreneurs.
Exactly. That's why I built it.
You got to get if you're watching this, you got to get this app. Because I'm telling you, it's everything.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
But you're not getting anywhere alone. And you have to be successful in all the areas of your life to really encompass success. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got $1 today, quite often the zeros in your bank account don't depict what success is, because there are plenty of people on this earth that left with nothing and won't leave the generation a penny, but they still was successful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you think we were set on this earth to simply just money chase, people got it backwards. They got it backwards.
Yep.
So you have to understand that success is this umbrella of everything that you need to be, your spiritual walk, your physical walk. You know what I mean? If you overweight and you got a bunch of money, you ain't successful, bro. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you, but you need to get in that gym.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because your health, you know what I'm saying? Like look at the creator of Apple. You know what I'm saying? All the money in the world couldn't keep him on this earth.
Yep.
Right? So your spiritual walk, your mental, your physical health, your financial health, you know what I'm saying? All those things have to be there. And the relationship that you have with your partner. You know what I'm saying? You see, whatchamacallit, what's my man name that's getting married this weekend in Italy? Jeff Bezos, right? You've seen him go from relationship to relationship. There's something, bro, if you gotta sign a prenup prior to your marriage, I understand you gotta protect yourself financially, but you stepping into something that you don't even trust. You ain't done your homework on this person. You don't know this person. Because if you did, you wouldn't need to protect your assets.
Exactly.
You would understand that this person is gonna add value, not take away.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So success is so encompassing that we give it out too much. This GOAT title and, you know, TBE, the best ever. No. We slow down. Right. Let's look at every aspect of your life, and then And it's not meant to belittle people, but it's meant to challenge you. You know what I'm saying? The challenges was going to equip you to be successful as an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? This road is not for the weak at heart. It's not.
Not at all.
You got to be a dog.
Not at all, bro.
You got to be a dog.
Amazing, man.
You know what I mean?
So if you lost all your businesses, you know, tomorrow, due to something like tragic, you know what I'm saying? What would you do? What would be your next move? You know, if you lost all your businesses, you know, what would be your next move?
That's a really good question. One thing I understand about wealth, not about getting rich, right? Because getting rich it's a flowing thing. If you can get rich, you can get poor, right? But when you understand wealth follows assets, right? So if I lost everything, the first thing I would do was invest in a new asset, right? So your book can be an asset,
Right.
Your home, right? Get out of your home and rent that thing out. That's an asset. Your car, right? That's the same thing what we did with Turo. You can create assets. The more assets that you have around you, the better off you'll be because you have multiple streams of income. So even if we lost it all today, you're not taking my drive. You ain't taking my passion. You ain't taking my mental clarity and my pursuit. Bro, we'd be right back here tomorrow.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Just if they said they collected all the money in the world and distributed them amongst all the people evenly, the same people that are rich today will be rich again shortly. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know how to allocate. They don't know how to create assets, right? And most people just think that money is meant to be spent. Right? You're getting paid on the first, you're going to pay your bills on the first. No, you got to let that money circulate and create more income. Money is only meant to create more money. It's not meant to pay bills.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because if that was the case, your check would go straight to the bill company.
I was just about to point at the book I learned that from, but yeah, keep going.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
So your money should circulate and create more money for you, and then it goes out. So yeah, 100%. We will be right back here. My wife has enough drive and passion, and when I'm down, she elbow me to get up, and when she down, I help. And as long as I got my team, bro,
You're good.
yeah, the world can't stop us.
That's dope, bro.
100%.
No, that's beautiful, man, and brilliant. By the way,
I appreciate it.
You could never. I would never know that you was once in special ed, bro. Like,
Yep.
But,
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Yep, 100%.
That's crazy.
Yep, all through middle
I was
school.
basically, especially how serious I didn't take school, but no. Anyway, that's just wow. You know, you just blew my mind, yo. So but everybody needs to know, like, what new things do you have going, coming up? You know what I mean? Anything that everybody needs to be on the lookout for? What you got going on?
Yep. So we are taking Rocky Mountain Elite is coming to Vegas.
To Vegas?
To Vegas.
Wow.
Yep. April of next year, we are moving Rocky Mountain Elite to Vegas, starting a new chapter. We have some consistent customers, and we have great success out here, but we need to put ourselves in a market where the luxury cars is a necessity.
Wow.
And that's Las Vegas, Nevada. So April 2026, Vegas. Put your seatbelt on, baby, because we coming. We coming. Yep, the Roberts are coming, 100%.
And you got your book coming out too, right?
Yeah, the book is coming. That's what we are trying to create an audience with our social media, and really establish a platform to get that book out to. So really that release date on the book is really going to be dependent upon how our social media is growing and thriving. You know what I mean? So we're definitely trying to get that there so we can get that book out 100%.
That's dope, bro.
Yes, sir.
But last but not least, bro, let everybody know like where they can find you, social medias, email, if you want to give that out. Every way that people can find you that you want to give, please give it.
Yes, sir. So we are on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. All that is Donnell, Roberts, Donnell, Roberts _the motivational speaker. So find us on, you can just type in Donnell Roberts on any platform. We'll be right there. So definitely tap in with us, like and subscribe, and just support.
For sure, and all that good stuff.
Definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this podcast episode, Founder Fumbles. I don't even know what episode this is, but it was a great one of my favorites. Please, if this video inspired you, go follow Donnell, aka Juice, at all his, follow him on social media, go to his website. He just gave you all the information. And, thank you so much for joining, and we'll catch you next time. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and all of that stuff.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for reminding me. But please go comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Juice, I'm so proud of you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Same to you.